Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Colorado Avalanche franchise mode. So in last episode, we had a fantastic regular season going 58, or not 58, 50, 18, and 14. And yeah, we're up here now in the playoffs against the Vancouver Canucks, who I think we should have the upper hand against, considering Vancouver's never made it to the postseason before the season. And then also, they don't have the greatest defensive core and goaltending. As you can see here, their offense is pretty good. They're all pretty young. Like, most of the guys are 24 and younger, a couple older. And then defensively, they got a solid top two. It's more of a top four, and then their top's like bottom four kind of weak. So that's a bit of a struggle for them. Goaltending wise, Heavy Bullen is really good, but he is getting older. He's no match probably against Ross Carter. And then Arthur's Urbe is a pretty weak backup. And then depth-wise, they got some more young guys. So I think we should be able to beat them, but I don't know how they simulate. I don't know how good their offensive core is in terms of production-wise. So it should be pretty interesting. So the other playoff matchups we have here in this playoffs is Pittsburgh Penguins and the Tampa Bay Lightning. We also got Florida and Boston, the Islanders and Montreal, Czech Republic and New Jersey. And then we also got LA and Sweden, Germany and Phoenix, and then Chicago and San Jose. So it should be pretty interesting to see how Germany does in the playoffs, because I think this is their first time being here, if I'm not mistaken, as well. And then you also got Sweden, who's making it for probably their fourth time. And then I think this might be only the second or third time Czech Republic's been in the playoffs. So I'm kind of interested to see how those European-based teams play. So anyways, let's get into this first round against the Canucks, see if we could take this, and hopefully we could go farther than last year, because last year we were a first round exit. Hopefully it's a better outcome this year. So here we go, first period of game number 1, and it is 2-1 for us, liking that. So Huttunen opens the scoring for the Canucks, so they actually strike first, but then we get two quick ones. Joe Sakic, who's on our third line now because he's dropping off quite a bit, and Rylan Keefe, who's on our top line, gives us the lead. Shots are 7-5 in favor of your Avalanche. Second period, and it's 3-1. Nicely done, and it's another veteran, Peter Forsberg, beating Nikolai Heavy Bullen, and we have a 2-goal lead going into this third, but the shots are pretty tight. Let's just lock down this period, guys, and take game 1 if we can. And Sedin pulls the Canucks within 1, which is not good. Come on, boys, just hold them off. Let's make it a 4-2 game or something, because I don't like playing with 1-goal leads only. Final 5 minutes of this third period. And we are going to hold them off as a late empty netter by Jan Bullis gives us the victory. So pretty solid first game. 4-2 victory. So Sakic from Zadorov and McArdle, who we picked up at the deadline. Keefe from Gerbeshkov and Foote. Keefe was an acquisition the year before. Forsberg from Keefe and Gerbeshkov, and then Bulls from Jarmour. Pretty good, guys. Pretty good. So Forsberg first star, Keefe the second star, and Gerbeshkov the third. So our top line pretty much was the main reason we won that game. And then the goaltending, I guess, of Ross Carter. Okay, let's see if we can continue this going into game number 2. We still got home ice for this game, and then we head our ways to Vancouver, where we know they're going to be wanting to murder us, I guess, because Colorado and Vancouver, I think I said in last episode, there's a pretty big rivalry between these two teams around this time period. First period of game number 2, and it is scoreless this time, so no goals. It's a pretty close first period. Shots are 10-9 in favor of the Canucks. Second period, and it's 2-0 for us, and it's 2 more veterans, Sakic and Drury. I'm liking that our veterans are coming through. Maybe it's just the unexperienced Canucks, and our experience is going to help us beat them as well. Third period underway, and there's a goal from Rolf Kulp, who's on our fourth line now. Considering we made that McArdle trade, because McArdle's kind of the same type of player, but more of a third liner. Final 8 minutes here on a 3-0 lead. Looks like a great game from Carter as well. because we're being outshot, but it is going to be a 3-0 shutout. Nice little victory there, and we have taken a 2-0 series lead headed to Vancouver. So Drury from Gerbeshkov and Keefe, Sakic from Zadorov and Ozolinsh, and Culp from Galchenyuk. So the top line has now contributed for, like, I think most of them have 3 points each in 2 games. Carter gets the first star in this one though with 33 saves, Drury the second star, and Culp the third. Okay, so now we transition over to Vancouver. Can we continue to win games on the road in this postseason? Like, I think we were a better home team during the regular season, so who knows how we're going to play on the road in the playoffs. But here we go. Game number 3. Can we take a stranglehold on this series? First period, and it is 3-2 for us. Wow, okay. A lot of goals in that period by comparison to last game. So Hutton and Afanasenkov make it 2-0 Canucks, but then our veterans come through. Fleury, Forsberg, and Jan Bullis gives us the lead late in that first period as we're up 3-2 after 1. Shots are 14-8 in favor of us. Second period, and it's 5-2. Damn, they gave up a 2-0 lead and they've let in 5 unanswered. Keefe with another point and Bullis with another goal in this game. He's actually been pretty good in this game, this series so far. He's got like 3 goals, I think, now. Let's see if we can lock it down here in the third. And Davidson makes it at 5-3 games as the Canucks get on the board. Come on, boys, kill. Oh my God, Davidson makes it 5-4. That's not looking good. Power play, hold them off, boys, hold them off. It's a long power play for us, but we don't score. Time is winding down, and there's a huge empty netter from Galchenyuk, and we take Game 3 6-4 as they tried to make a late game comeback, but they just couldn't do it. Okay, so Fleury from Gerbeshkov and Forsberg from Gerbeshkov and Keefe, Bullis from Galchenyuk, Keefe from Ozolinsh and Galchenyuk, Bullis from Galchenyuk and Strudwick, and Galchenyuk from Ozolinsh and Culp. So, moral of that game, Galchenyuk is a beast. You have 4 points on the 4th line. Bullis was also actually on the 4th line, I think. And he's got 2 goals. And then Davidson, 2 goals for the Canucks. So, our 4th line and our top line have been our best lines right now in this first round. And we've outscored them now by a score of 13-6 in our first 3 games. So we're basically doubling their goals, which is pretty good. Hopefully we can continue that here in game number 4 and end the series and head to the second round of playoffs. So here we go, game number 4 in Vancouver. Let's just put the nail in the coffin, guys. First period, and it's 1-1. Shots are 15-7 in favor of the Canucks, so they're heavily outplaying us. Keefe has a goal, and Kames has their goal. Let's see what happens here in the second, and they're up 3-1. Damn, they might actually take a game of the series. So Naslund makes it 2-1, and Kames picks up his second of the game. Yeah, they just got a huge shot advantage by 15 shots. Carter's doing all he can to keep us in it, but we need to have a strong third period here, or we're going to lose this game. Which is more than likely going to happen, because you don't really have that much of late game heroics. Davidson makes it 4-1. Yeah, this one's over. But at least we have a chance to end the series on home ice. Yeah, this is just not a good game for the defense and the offense too. Only 17 shots in that game for us, or 18 shots in that game for us, and we had 45 shots against. So Carter did all he could, but it just was not enough. Our defense just played like crap. So Keefe from Forsberg and Fleury was our only goal, and then there's all their goals. Looks like their top 6 was really good. 3 stars in that game. Kames with the hat trick, Hutton in the second star, 3 assists, and Naslund the third. So we definitely got to clean up our defensive play the last 2 games, because, yeah, we've now let in 9 goals in 2 games, and we've scored 7, so we're kind of getting outworked a bit. If we lose this game, I might make some line changes on the defensive end, just because we probably struggled quite a bit in comparison to our first 3 games, our first 2 games at least, for sure. So here we go. Can we just put the nail in the coffin, please, boys? I don't want this series to get prolonged longer than it should. Game number 5 on home ice. First period, and it's scoreless, okay? Shots are 8-6 in favor of us, so I'm liking that we're at least limiting our chances this time. Second period, and it's 1-1. They open the scoring. Markus Naslund, but Grabeshkov answers for us, and it is a 1-1 game. Shots are 22-17 in favor of us, so it's anybody's game going into the third. Can we just lock this down, please, boys? We'll lock it down and get in a goal to go ahead. Final 10 minutes of this third period. Can we please just go ahead, guys? I don't want this game going to OT and giving them a chance. Final 3 minutes. And there's a huge late goal from Jan Bullis and Forsberg, the empty netter. Damn, Bullis was really good in that series. And we come through with some late game heroics. And we have won the series in 5 games. So Grabeshkov from Keefe and Drury, Bullis from Kulp and Galchenyuk, and Forsberg from Keefe and Grabeshkov. Nicely done. 3 stars, Grabeshkov, Carter, and Rylan Keefe. Okay, so now let's see who we are going up against in the second round of the playoffs, but we're first going to check our player stats for that first round, considering we just took them out in 5 games, and Keefe has got 8 points. If this guy's a really good playoff performer, I think I made a pretty good trade back in the offseason 2 years ago. So yeah, Keefe, Grabeshkov, and Forsberg all over point per game. Galchenyuk on the 4th line is over point per game, and he's a +7. Bullis has got 4 points. Kulp has got 3 points. So I don't know what has turned our 4th line into a very good offensive line, but they're doing good. And then everybody else is playing pretty solid as well. Like everybody on our team except for 3 defensemen and Zubov have no points. And Zubov is -5 on the second line. Damn. Yikes. A -5 and no points in those 5 games. That's kind of a yikes. And Ross Carter playing pretty solid. I might change up the lines going into next round a bit because... Or maybe I just leave them the way they are. Like our second line should catch fire eventually, but Zubov having no points in that opening round and being a -5 is kind of concerning. Drury only had 2 points. Fleury had 2 points. Like our 4th line outperformed our second line. Galchenyuk has grown to an 82, which is nice as well. What do I want to do here? I don't want to move Sakic down to 4th line is the thing. I'm probably just going to leave it the way it is. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it the way it is for now. But I don't know what it's turned into our top, or not our top 6, our bottom 6 lines. Okay. So, who are we going up against in the second round of the playoffs? Doesn't look like we might go up against LA, which is nice, because LA is the team that took out us last year. Who are we going up against in the second round, please? Damn, LA is forced to Game 7 after being down 3-1. And we are going to be facing the Sweden Super Swedes. Damn, we've played them a lot recently. I think this is the 3rd time in 4 years that we've played them. Okay, so let's take a look at their lineup. See if they made any changes since we've played them last, which would have been 2 years ago. So they still have Tate Cook, Nico Kapanen, Pavel Rosa. Pretty good first line. I guess Kapanen must have got like some statistical growth. Yeah, definitely a statistical growth after a 73-point season. Rosa probably as well. They also have Modine, Vikingstad, and Pakarainen, Palat, Gorin, and Berglund. And then Martin Wallace, Arthur Waugh. Who is this guy? Second rounder in 2020, and Yahir Hughes. So I guess they have picked up a couple guys from the draft. They also got Kavasha and Afenaganov now playing together, Spezza and Kulikov, Vukovic, and Pivko. So they still have this really young defensive core, which I really like. So that's nice about their team. They also still got Hedberg, who is kind of dropping off a bit, and Hugo Levesque, who looks like he's going to be the guy that takes over that starting role next season, maybe even. They also got Alto and Peltier. So overall wise, I'm kind of scared in terms of their center depth. Maybe it's a bit better than ours. But then again, Forsberg's way better than Kapanen is. So I don't know what's going to be the difference in the next round. We know they can just randomly simulate good in Sweden, and then also we could simulate really good. So it's just going to be who could score more goals, I think. And whoever wins that series will move on to face either Phoenix or San Jose in the conference finals. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.